To wrap up the topic of technique, I'd like to introduce a different style of picking other than alternate. It's called sweep picking, and some of you may be familiar with this technique, some of you may not be, but in either case I'd like to offer you my exercises and things like that basically isolate the technique, and then you can expand and apply it to things that you might already know. Now, I usually apply sweep picking to arpeggios and not really to scalar examples. And I also use it in a way where it's sort of a weapon or a tool to execute a fast flurry of notes. Let me show you a couple of exercises that work on the technique. Alright, there's two things to keep in mind when working on this exercise. One of them is to separate the notes of the left hand. In other words, you're not playing chords, but you're separating the notes and playing arpeggios. And also, with the right hand, you want to separate the notes as well. In other words, don't strum them all together, but push down on the pick so it knocks into the next string, sort of falling from string to string. You don't want to make separate motions like this. You want to push the pick down, 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 and then up, 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 pushing against the strings. Now you can actually mute the strings and work on just the right hand. You don't want it to sound like this. You want the separation. The left-hand pattern is very similar to some of the warm-up exercises we were doing. It involves four-finger mirror type shapes. It starts 1, 2, 3, 4. Then reverse and go 1, 2, 3, 4 again, starting on the high E. Move up a half step and play 4, 3, 2, 1 from the D to the E string. Do the mirror image and play 4, 3, 2, 1 from the E to the D. Here it is again. And then simply move it up, continuing in half steps. You can also play this on different string groups if you want. Okay, just as a fun variation, you can take this technique and just mutate the notes of the left hand, and I came up with, once again, another etude using the sweeping technique. It goes like this. Here it is played to the metronome at 176 as 16th notes up to speed. To break the sound, we're using the exact same pattern as the exercise. In other words, 4 notes ascending and 4 notes descending, and then doing the same thing starting on the pinky, except I just changed the notes. We start on E, and we're playing a power chord, E, and then the 5th B, and then we're doubling that, E and B. And for the reverse, we're playing an A diminished 7th chord, starting on F sharp and descending to A. F sharp, E flat, C, and A. Then we're going down a minor third, and we're doing an F sharp diminished 7th. So we have F sharp, A, C natural, and E flat, which is actually the same thing as an A diminished 7th in another inversion. And for the reverse, we're playing a D flat power chord, which is D flat and the 5th A flat. But we're starting on the A flat and descending. And to finish it up, we're doing the original exercise. Which ends us up on E flat, a half step away, to start over again. Here's one more sweep picking exercise. This one's applied to arpeggios. Let me demonstrate it for you slowly. This pattern is based off a major arpeggio, so let's go through the different arpeggios and the chords that they come from. First one is D, coming from this chord fingering, with an added fifth, A. Second one is F sharp, based off of an F sharp bar chord, with an added third. The next one is E major, based off of this chord form. Once again with an added fifth. And the last one is A major, based off of this bar chord with an added third. Starting with D, the picking goes down, 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 down. When you get to the A, that's when you're going to reverse and play an upstroke and pull off to the F sharp. And then the rest of the arpeggio is descending using all upstrokes. Remember to separate the notes, you're not playing a chord. When you get to the next arpeggio, F sharp, you're still continuing with an up. In fact, you can almost consider it the third of the D arpeggio. So you're kind of finishing up the D arpeggio. Because after that, we're going to repeat the F sharp and start with a downstroke and outline the F sharp major arpeggio. Down, 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 and then up on the A sharp. Pull off to the F sharp and continue all consecutive upstrokes to finish off the arpeggio. So from the D to the F sharp, it sounds like this. Then we're going to move up to G sharp, which is the third of E, and basically we're going to follow the same exact pattern. So starting with a down, reverse at the top where the fifth is, do a pull off and come back down using all ups. Repeat the third of the chord, which is G sharp, and then move up a half step and play the A major arpeggio the same way. And that's it. Here it is up to tempo.